Now, as France turns from a friend to a foe, there is one country that is using it as an opportunity to make deeper inroads in Africa, and it is Russia. From security cooperation to economic ties and to diplomacy, Moscow is becoming the go-to friend for Africa. Apart from its diplomatic support and vast resources, in recent years, Russia has shown growing interest in Africa's nuclear power sector. Moscow has increased its engagement with African countries that are facing chronic power shortages, hindering industrialization and economic growth in the continent. In recent years, Russia has signed agreements with 15 countries, including Burkina Faso, Zimbabwe, Mali, and South Africa. The surge in engagement has been driven by a combination of strategic, economic, and geopolitical factors that align with Moscow's broader aspirations to expand its influence globally. By entering the African energy market, Russia seeks to position itself as a key partner in addressing the continent's energy needs, while simultaneously advancing its own interests. Tapping into Africa's growing energy needs allows Russia to expand political influence on the continent, especially as its ties with the West deteriorate over the war in Ukraine. Russia's state-owned nuclear corporation, Rosatom, is a global leader in nuclear technology and sees Africa as a lucrative market. Rosatom currently holds about 70% of the global export market for the construction of new nuclear power plants. Its exports exceeded $10 billion in 2022, and a schedule of upcoming international orders amounts to about $200 billion over the next 10 years. Rosatom has undertaken several projects and is in talks with various African nations to develop nuclear energy programs. Many African nations have shown a keen interest in Russia's offers, which are an attractive option to bridge their energy gaps and move toward industrialization. In North Africa, Algeria signed a cooperation agreement on peaceful nuclear energy use with Russia last year. In 2022, Morocco inked a deal with Russia to support the construction of a nuclear power plant. In 2015, Russia and Egypt signed an agreement for Rosatom to build a $30 billion nuclear power plant. In West Africa, Guinea and Russia signed a deal in 2024 to develop power units to supply electricity. In 2023, Burkina Faso signed an agreement to construct a nuclear power plant to double its electricity production during the Russian Energy Week in Moscow. And in the same year, Mali signed 3 deals for nuclear cooperation with Russia. In 2019, Nigeria signed an agreement with Rosatom to develop nuclear energy. And moving over to East Africa, Burundi also signed an agreement with Russia on peaceful nuclear technology use. Rwanda signed a deal with Rosatom to build nuclear power stations in 2019. And neighboring Uganda also agreed to cooperate on nuclear infrastructure and education in 2019. In the Southern Africa region, Zimbabwe signed an agreement with Russian investors to build small modular nuclear reactors in 2023. In 2019, neighboring Zambia had decided to partner with Russia to make the country a hub for nuclear science. In 2015, South Africa and Russia joined hands to cater to Pretoria's growing energy needs. South Africa is the only country in Africa with an operational nuclear power plant. But Russia's growing interests have also spurred controversies, as some nations have reportedly opposed its growing interests in the continent. In South Africa, the 2015 nuclear power deal with Russia was thwarted by a court challenge in 2017 during former President Jacob Zuma's scandal-plagued presidency. In 2023, when South Africa announced plans to build a new nuclear power plant, the opposition immediately criticized the government for favoring Russia's Rosatom. So despite its ups and downs as Africa turns to adopting cleaner energy, Russia is clearly tapping into this opportunity and increasing its influence in the continent by offering its expertise.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines. Detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT. Only on Firstpost.